afternoon, Kamen Rider fans. I'm Kuchiri, and welcome to this week's Kamen Rider Reviews podcast. We're doing the big final form reveal for Hibiki, episodes 33 through 36. Oh boy.
I can sum up the final form reveal for Hibiki in one sound effect.
Wonderful Foley.
It's bad. It's bad.
Why don't you talk about who's here, Kuchiri, so I can do my thing then?
No, it's Frez and Rain. I mean,
yeah, fair enough.
You're just I mean, I don't do the whole to my virtual left or my virtual right.
But you do. I'm joined by my own.
Clock's ticking. Doctor Who's beckoning.
Anyway, clock's ticking. Let's do it. We're going to talk about Hibiki. Oh wait, why is
it different?
Why it's because that the meme generating staff has been fired and replaced and given the mandate to make it more like a Kamen Rider show. So here's a heroic pose instead of the stupid meme.
Nice.
I mean, does this even feel like any of the other Kamen Riders you've watched? This doesn't even feel like.
No. But here's I'll say it. Here's the thing. They are what they're trying to do in this batch. You really feel the change in writing staff in this batch. Like you felt it a little last time, but here it's like slapping in the face. They're changing the opening. They took out the ending after the first episode of this batch, and here's what they're trying to do in my eyes. It feels like they're trying to take Hibiki and make it more like any other Kamen Rider show. Like, you barely see the big, weird, bad CG monstrosities, the Makamos. You've got that weird one in the first episode. You got that scorpion one in the last episode. But in the middle there, they're just fighting, like, discount Kamen Rider dudes. They're like bugmen.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they took the idea, we need more karate bugmen, a little too far.
Yeah, that's my point. It feels like they're trying to push back against how weird and strange Hibiki was, how uncommon
they didn't need to do it.
They didn't. I know they didn't need to do it. I guess they thought they needed to do it to try and sell toys, but that's what they're trying to do. It's like trying to jam a square peg into a round hole. The nearest analogy I have, it's a bugbear of mine. You guys remember that Metroid 2 fan game remake from a little while ago?
Yes, that was enjoyable.
Metroid 2 remake or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't like that because I know that game has its fans, and if you enjoy that little fan game and you're happy that you got it before Nintendo said this is illegal, good for you. I have here, but I don't like it because I really enjoy Metroid 2, and the approach that game designer came to it was less. I love Metroid 2 and I want to remake it. And it was more, Metroid 2 is a broken piece of shit. I want to make it more like Super Metroid.
Yeah, basically.
That doesn't work for me.
To be fair, that's what Metroid turned into. I mean, look at Zero Mission. Oh my goodness, we are now doing a Metroid podcast. Fuck Kamen Rider.
I mean, honestly, can you blame us over this? But I'm making a point. Yeah. Zero Mission, I had a bit of a problem with for the same reason for life. I have learned to appreciate that game on its own merits, but yeah, that approach does not work for me. The coming at it from this is broken and it needs to be the same as all this other shit. It's the same reason I don't like it when people look at Zelda 2, a game that I like, and they call it the black sheep of the Zelda franchise because it's not like all the others.
Imagine if they did like a Metroidvania Zelda 2, like. That would go so fucking hard.
Potentially hot take here. Samus Returns was good, actually.
Samus Returns is interesting. Again, it's doing something different because it's got that weird parry mechanic thing to it, and that felt different.
I want a Super Metroid version of Dread. Like instead of making Dread more Super Metroid, do Super Metroid but make it more like Dread. Yeah. That would be so much fun.
That'd be neat. Yeah,
I'd say fangame creators get on it, but of course they can't because copyright.
Yes. But yeah, all the things that Samus Returns did that I appreciated, those same developers did better in Dread. IMO. But
yeah,
that's basically the feel I get from the Hibiki now, is that they're trying to just jam it in and make it more Kamen Rider like. But it ain't
doesn't-
working because
it doesn't
they're still
even feel
caught
like
in
Kamen
this
Rider.
weird middle ground. It's not
It's-
quite a normal Kamen Rider, and it's not quite the weird Hibiki that we've been watching for 30 episodes. So what the fuck is it? I don't know. Let's talk about it.
It's a show.
mean, they're trying to make it more faster pace, which is I appreciate because I was bored through most of the first 29 episodes. I get it's all vibes based. I don't know. It's weird because I definitely didn't like this batch of episodes, but then there was bits like the chat between Hibiki and Asumu, like when they're just chilling in Asumu's room, having a sleepover. That was a neat chat. I like that chat. That was a good chat. You know,
there are bits of these episodes that are okay, just not none of the full episodes are okay, and that's kind of the problem.
Everyone, holy shit! Ring the klaxons. Kuchiri liked the scene with Asumu.
I mean, I said I like the doghouse building scene last time.
He did.
So.
He did.
That's true. That's true.
But let's quickly run through the summaries. So as we were told, if you fail to use the arm saber, you can't transform. Show's over. It was a good run.
All three of them, despite the fact that only two of them didn't use the sword, can't transform.
Hibiki can still transform. He does transform. Remember at the end of the episode, Ibuki's trying to fight the dog by himself.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Kokiri, like, you guys can transform now. How do you know? Like,
I hate this episode so much that I've kind of forgotten about it, but yeah.
Ibuki, that weapon was for you. Oh, I guess it works now. Okay.
Oh,
The Onis actually take the weapon as well at one point.
Mm-hmm.
They just take it off Todoroki.
Which I feel like should come up again later. This should be a platform for later. The fact that the scientists or whatever infect the arm saber with something or other.
Well, they drained the power from it, which is part of the reason why
it works.
Hibiki can now use. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I thought they put something into it.
They created their own weapon of destruction of themselves. Good job.
That'd be an interesting plot point. Or if they're draining the power, lets them make their own evil version later. Then you could do some interesting things with this.
I don't trust them to do that. I don't trust them to
I
have
don't
that
either,
right.
But I have to be objective and say you could do some interesting things with this. Whether or not this writing team will remains to be seen.
I gave them 7 episodes to prove themselves, and they failed.
You have failed this city.
You have failed this city, yeah. Thank God the character Mr. Kagure is gone now because he is a drain on this show.
I do find it funny how Zenki just randomly takes a spanking from him. Like
Zenki, he just takes his paddling.
I find it funny, but I also find it a shame because the whole point of Zenki is he wouldn't be that person. He just wouldn't care. He'd just walk away or stop him from spanking him.
Doesn't matter, right? Because new writing team.
I know, but the whole point about Zenki is he's the equivalent of cool dudes don't look at explosions. And then you've got him doing this. No, it's just inconsistent.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I'm going off on one, but
we got a scene with Kiria and Asumu with Kiria's being a dick.
Narrow that down, please.
I don't have it up, but please imagine I linked the screenshot from Batman Beyond. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Yeah.
But it's the scene where Asumu runs into Hibiki and like Kiria was like, well, why do you like guys like Asumu? He's a piece of shit. And Hibiki's like, well, you'll learn one day. Just get on, you know. And it's like, while this is going on, I just remember. Do you remember that Asumu used to have 2 other friends for like the first 8 episodes?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's fine. They could have just got lost in the mail or something.
It's kind of depressing. They both came down with the case of writers forgot him.
Like hell, they barely remembered he was in this batch. Mochi is barely in, except for that fucking weird subplot.
Oh dear God!
It's like I feel like it feels like a half measure. It feels like if they could, they would drop Asumu and just focus on the gang, the Oni hunting gang in the shop, because that's what they basically do for 80% of this batch.
Yeah. why is he here? I mean, I like the scenes between Hibiki and Asumu. They're actually quite heartfelt and they actually fit quite nicely. But apart from that, why is he here?
It feels like they're weaning us off on him, you know?
Oh, God, do you think he's actually going to get killed?
I don't think he's going to get killed. I just, less of a focus, maybe.
Kiri is the only character I know what happens at the end of this story. What?
Yeah, please don't tell us.
I don't know.
I don't like the guy, but I would rather not be spoiled.
Yeah, same.
If it's that he falls into a Makamu's mouth and is devoured at the end, that's perfect.
Jesus Christ! No. He's Kiri. He's not Mommy Tome. Come on.
I really don't know what else to talk about this first episode. There's a scene where Hibiki gets Todoroki could be more serious about training, about like, oh, there was a story about how he defeated 10 Makamu.
Oh, 30.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
He never defeated any, did he? This guy is just blowing his own trumpet.
Okay, I do love... Okay, there is a good joke here with Todoroki being tone deaf.
That's funny. And then the karaoke scene.
Yes. And now we'll sing the song "Boy."
Oh, that's the end. That's delightfully meta. And also,
that's not. You mean the other karaoke scene between Hinaka and yes.
Yeah.
Now that's funny. That scene is funny. More of this and less of what else you're cooking. You want
Todoroki being a total klutz while you.
Well, they take it too far, but they take it too far in the next 2 episodes.
How does he even fit that box in his pocket? Like
Hammer's face.
I love. We're skipping ahead. So episode 34. Oh, can we talk about the final form?
I was going to say we're going to skip the final form here because I've got thoughts about that.
Oh yeah.
Well, they can also basically skip. He makes the final form, does one hit on the Cypress monster, and that was it.
Yes.
Hibiki is armed. Like, Rain, have you caught up with Gav?
Not fully yet. No. Is that happening in that as well?
Yeah, we got his final form. More recent Kamen Rider's been doing kind of like a weaker final form and a true final form.
Right.
So 33, you meet over Gav, and then recently we just got Master Gav.
Right. Okay.
But
don't go any further, please. I don't want
to. Now I'm going to talk to Frez. So Frez, you remember 02 and Build Genius?
Yeah.
Did you feel like those fights went too short, or just the right length of time?
I have the memory of a goldfish. Whatever I said on the shows, passed.
I am the main villain. I will destroy the world. One hit gone.
Well, Genius was against an evil rider, and it was like, it was a one-sided fight, but it was also like a 3-minute one-sided fight.
How does that work out? How does that work out?
Well, because they're showing off all of his abilities.
Yeah.
So, it's against.
Did he just keep the monster alive to keep hitting it?
No, it's against Magro. I'm trying to get Frez and remember, but it's like Magro keeps doing attacks on Bill Genius, and none of it's working. And then it's like he kicks Magrogue into a bridge, and it like cracks the bridge in two.
Nice.
And then 02, there's a scene where it looks like the Ark kills 02. Just for 02 to be like, I saw that like a mile away, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shading.
Yeah. Well, they're usually much bigger fights, and you get to see more of the abilities. Not, hey, I just transformed. / done.
Well, also given the way those shows were paced, they were using the 30 episodes prior to actually build up their antagonists instead of just, oh, here's some guys and they're making monsters and shit.
Can I also take this opportunity to shout out to Second Archive, who unfortunately is not here this week with us, but they called it like 12 episodes ago what the form was going to be called. They joked about him being Cloaked Hibiki. They weren't too far out.
I said that was I said you guys were like right on the money.
Armed Hibiki is the actual name.
while we're here, I got another issue with this, and it goes back to that point I was making about making it more Kamen Rider like. And my point was proven wrong in the final episode of this batch, but for the most part, they're completely missing the fucking point of Hibiki, the theme of Hibiki, the fact that he's got those drumsticks and he does cool shit with it.
Yeah.
And then there's like, here's your final power-up. It's a sword. You cut things with a sword, just like every other fucking Kamen Rider.
I think the reason why it's a sword is to counteract the villain we see show up in episode 36 for the first time. But I agree with you.
Oni armor?
The only armor person, yes.
The only armor, yeah.
That was really cool and lasted about one episode.
Which is sick as hell, the only armor, but also it's that thing where they're focusing less on the weird monsters that have made the Hibiki unique, and just here is a dude in the suit. Fight.
I will say this. I think of the 4 episodes, 36 is the best one of the 4.
Yes.
Well,
because something is going on.
He does use the drumsticks again eventually in it's either 35 or 36. I don't fucking 35?
36.
30 no. 35. It's what he does to kill the one cricket he's against.
Oh yeah, 35 and 36 because it goes flying during the fight with the only armor person.
So he is still using the drumsticks, but just the fact that they gave him a sword instead of thinking of some way to make the drumsticks more powerful than just fire. I don't fucking know. Link them together and make nunchucks or something.
Yes.
You have a...
Yes.
Listen, I'm just an amateur on the internet. You have a fucking writer's room and Toei money. Think of something!
I brought this up whenever we talk about Final Forms, but Final Forms are usually over fucking powered.
Well, this certainly is.
Yeah, well, for example, it does something really crazy. So, like, the next rider, Kabuto, he has the ability to time jump. So, if you think you're about ready to kill him, he's going to pull a Dio.
Okay.
Yeah. Bill Genius can come up with a million different formulas in a second. 02 is the fastest AI. It can foresee all the possible predictions in like 0.0000001 second. That kind of overpoweredness, right?
Yeah.
You'll see what's up with Over and Master Gab. What is the thing that sets Armed Hibiki different from the rest?
Fire swords.
Yeah.
And again, also, this is the consequence of Hibiki being as weird as it is that all those other shows, I haven't watched the Gab or the Captain, but I'm presuming they follow the same sort of structure where they are building upon an antagonist and there's power creep. I've got a power up. Oh, I'm 10 times stronger than you. Oh shit, I got my ass kicked. Oh look, I got a new power up. Now I'm equal to you. Now I'm 100 times stronger. Oh fuck. Well, I better get my final form and match you like that.
You're not too far out. There's a few twists in there, but you're not too far out.
And so you have these antagonists that they're clashing with, and they're constantly, people are getting powered up and kicking their asses, and they're, regrouping and getting new power-ups to kick asses to make more toys for Toei to sell. But here it's just, I'm a dude with some drumsticks. I'm a dude with some drumsticks that catch on fire. I'm a dude with a sword that catches on fire. And the enemies have been the same fucking thing for 30 episodes, and now we've got Mr. Red and Miss Purple.
To go on to your point, you guys haven't watched much regular Heisei. The shows were quite differently paced back then. So, for example, Ryuki only has 2 forms, and there's not really like a power spike that requires him to have survive. It's just literally handed to him by the big bad evil guy. He's like, hey, you know what? I feel like you're not going to win, so here's this final form because you're a whiny little bitch. Kind of thing, right? But then Survive has its own things that make it stronger, like overpowered, right? Fies freaking uses a satellite that gives him a giant laser cannon. I don't know. It's weird. Like this does not feel like a final form. And it doesn't even look like a Kamen Rider, even in this final form.
It looks like Crimson Armor with some weird Green Ranger shield grafted onto it.
It looks like a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
It looks like a Power Ranger.
Except the shield is now made out of disc animals.
Like, this is a year after my favorite final form. Like, one of my favorite final forms is Blade King.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm getting the image pulled up real fast.
I think you might have showed this one already, but while you're doing that, are we all right to move on to episode 34? Because I think we talked all about this one. It's just not very good, unfortunately.
I mean, we get to the weird dating arc episode.
Oh, poor Todoroki.
No, I think I had made that same note. So first off, they were like, "Oh, Koguri left. Oh no, he's gone." Then we get the new intro.
Oh, okay. While you pick up the thing, I'm going to write about this new intro.
Oh God.
This is not my beautiful opening. This is not my beautiful soundtrack. What happened to this intro?
Letting the days go by, water flowing underground.
It was all right. It wasn't the best intro out there, but it was unique. It was fun.
Again, we got a Kamen Rider up this bitch, I guess.
It had Zaki looking at Todoroki like a disappointed dad. It was good. And now it's just a generic Kamen Rider sounding opening. I mean, I get now why your podcast opens with the theme it does, Kuchiri. That looks cool as hell.
Oh, this is a cool fella.
Holy shit, that looks cool.
That was the final form of the previous Kamen Rider before Hibiki.
Yeah, I can see why Hibiki would be a disappointment compared to this. That is awesome.
This is a cool final form, must say.
This is a Kamen Rider Blade King form.
Except it's swords again.
Well, it's swords, but he's also meant to be. It's Blade, Kamen Rider Blade. He has a sword.
I realized that.
Yeah, we can forgive Kamen Rider Blade for having.
I was just saying, are all the Heisei final forms got swords? Is that what's happening here?
Vi's blaster form has a giant cannon.
Oh, thank God! So there's some variety and creativity in there at least.
Dino has a sword. Kabuto has a sword.
You're not helping your case.
No. Sorry, you maybe. Kuga does not have a sword. Kuga literally has just his fist.
Sold.
Agito has like a double like blades coming from both hilts of the sword. I don't know what they call that. Dual sword, thief sword.
Yeah.
Right.
Ryuki has a sword. It's more like a dagger part of his gun.
Okay.
But that's not what most of the power comes from. Fize is a giant cannon. Blade is a sword. Hibiki is a sword. Kabuto doesn't start. Well, Kabuto has a sword that also turns into a giant cannon.
That one I'll accept.
Dino transforms using a giant sword for his final form.
Yeah.
And
you made my point for me.
Kiva doesn't have a sword originally, but because they're trying to make it very like mythical and whatever, he does find the King Caliber kind of blade himself.
Okay.
Decade doesn't have a sword. Double has a weird sword shield combo.
How many Heisei Kamen Rider shows are there?
Heisei is 20 years of Heisei.
Oh my God.
Man, do you not know of eras?
Yeah, I know of eras. I didn't know that the era lasted that long.
And Kamen Rider Heisei era, from what I understand, doesn't even start with the actual Heisei. The actual Heisei era in Japan is between 1989 and 2019.
Oh my God.
There's some Decade movies where they have debates with Black RX and the 3 90s movie writers, because technically they're all Heisei writers, but because of reasons, Toei considers them Showa writers, mostly because of their designs.
See,
right.
It's the same sort of thing with Godzilla, where the Heisei era of Godzilla actually starts with Godzilla 1984, which technically that's still in the Showa era, but It's the only one before they actually.
Okay, I stand corrected on the eras, and now let's all talk about Todoroki's not good, very bad episode 34.
Okay. I made this joke in the chat, and I'll make it here. When did Todoroki become possessed by the wayward, restless spirit of Mr. Bean?
I know, right? They just take it too far.
What the fuck is going on here?
He was a lovable goof, and now he's just a goof.
Still. Kuchiri, is this better or worse than the Asumu boner joke?
I mean,
better.
at least
Better.
At least we're not talking about a 13-year-old's dick.
Yeah, much better. him whipping a giant fish out of hammer space is a lot better than talking about a 13-year-old's dick.
I actually had a good chuckle when they were in the bar, the cafe, and
he gets the steak on top of Kazumi's head. Yes.
Well, no. This is when it's clear that Hinata is like, I am fine. I am not mad. And it's like she's got the red behind her showing that she's actually mad.
Yes.
And Todoroki's like, oh, that's good. That's okay.
And Kazumi's like the cutthroat gesture behind him. Yeah. He just can't pick up on social cues.
Oh, this stuff. I think my favorite part is when he's trying to eat the peas with his fork, and then he picks one up with his hand to see really quick, trying to play it off. That's cute. And then the rest of the episode is him digressing further into a mental state of anguish, complete with black circles around his eyes as he slowly goes.
And he puts a steak on Kazumi's head.
And he puts a steak on Kazumi's head because, of course, he.
And then Asumi catches Mochi giving Kiria a love letter, which causes him to go to a depressant and having weird.
So not content with messing up one character's characterization, we have to do it with two.
That fucking Kiria! I can't believe he's destroying our greatest ship, Mochi Akira.
Again, and until episode 36, Akira does very little in these episodes, which is another great shame.
Well, she gets her ankle fucked up.
Another victim of these new writers.
No, I mean, at least Akira has a few good things. We get to know more about Akia. Who knows if that was the original plot for Akira? I'm sure there might. I'm
assuming old man is completely gone at this point too.
Well, there's an excuse why he's gone in every episode.
Was he fired?
No, I don't know.
So that's why he doesn't show up again.
He's in one of the episodes. It's like
he's in 33, yeah, but he might have got fired after that.
Well, they give him an excuse of why he's gone in 34, 35, and 36.
Yeah.
I mean, Asumi's mom is also not present this batch, but they give an excuse.
Yeah, but she's not a member of the team.
I will not have MILF erasure on this podcast, right?
It's not MILF erasure. It's not MILF erasure. That's a phrase I don't know if I'd say twice. Erasure the band. Does that make MILF erasure a tribute act? No, don't even go there.
So we get Heisei Victim of the Week, and then Hibiki catches on, and the Super Doji and Hime apparently are just very proactive because they attack Hibiki.
Okay.
They try to prevent him from transforming, which, hey, you don't even get
these
that.
are good additions to the cast.
Hey, you can't do that in a Toku show. That's illegal.
We're actually doing something now with the goons. That's good. The fact that one gets their neck snapped and then snapped the other way is freaky as hell, but I'll allow it.
Why didn't anyone tell me my ass was this big?
They do the Torchwood Series 4 joke.
As the one person who watched Torture Series 4, tell us what that joke was.
Well, somebody gets their neck snapped and completely turned the other way around, but because nobody can die, she just runs around and unable to see where she's going.
God.
The Super Hime is really pissed off the Super Doji in this batch of episodes because he's still a child and she's grown up, apparently.
I like this dynamic. I like the fact they're actually doing something different with them. They're not just, here we are, and now we're dead. They're actually doing something with them. That's good. That's you get half a pass there, writing team. I just wish you could channel that into the rest of the characters. Look, I'm being overly harsh, maybe, but also I just didn't like this batch of episodes.
Yeah.
They also did like a reoccurring shot that Sunset they're walking on onto this part of the pier, and like
fuck is the color grading on this? It doesn't look like sunset. It looks like someone pissed on the color grading.
And also the scene where after Mochi is, as we find out, she's actually delivered a love letter. It's not that she's in love with Kiria at all. But Asami sees it, and when he's talking about it with Hibiki, he's imagining him like lifting it into a kiss. But you don't see the kiss?
No, you rarely see kisses in these shows.
You just see Mochi's feet lifting up. What?
That's how they show kisses in a lot of these shows.
Yeah, okay. I buy it.
Okay, so a Japan thing.
I don't know why they have an anti-kissing agenda, but hopefully that will rectify it when Mochi Akira becomes Endgame.
I think we're too upset it's not becoming the Endgame, dude.
In dream, goddammit!
I share the dream, but I think it's a pipe dream. But a pipe dream is still a dream, so you keep on dreaming on.
Archive of our own Mochi Akira.
I should probably mention they're both like 14, 15, so...
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
For legal reasons, this was a joke.
Yeah, sure. Sure, Jim.
I love how there's a shot where Todoroki is like near his bottom, like rock bottom. He's talking to Zenki about possibly trying to find a way of helping him out, and Zenki's like, "Oh no, I'm a god of love," and they're right next to a love statue.
Yeah.
Oh, Zenki is the wingman. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, the scene where Zenki is like, right, now you're going to declare your love for her, and he's just like, on a walkie-talkie.
Tell her that you're in hell, the hell of love. Get a water thrown right on.
And also Todoroki is dressed like Kiryu for some reason.
Well, I mean, the Yakuza games were probably really popular around this time, because I think this would have been around the time the second game was coming out.
Oh my god!
And at least there is a point to this arc. There is a redemption for this arc. You know, he gets to give a do-over with the birthday party, and he really makes an effort.
Beforehand, Hibiki catches Kasumi with another guy, not recognizing the other guy was her dad.
Yeah.
So he gets into a depressive during this fight during the pier and can't blow the trumpet, which causes Hibiki physical pain.
So
what are we doing here?
The lesson is clear, everybody. Talk to your goddamn partners about shit.
Yeah. I do like the scene where Asuma is actually confiding in, I mean, you've mentioned it already, but he's confiding in Hibiki, and Hibiki is cooking for him, and Hibiki puts too much salt into the cooking, and we've all been there.
Mm-hmm. Well, then he got it right the second time around, and then Asumu did it right too. And then there's just a scene where Hibiki, is trying to give Asumu some advice about mochi, and then Hibiki said something to Asumu, and Asumu's like, you're kind of old-fashioned. I should probably fix that too.
Yeah.
I love how that first scene ends where he gives the advice and he's like, "Oh, is the food good? Yeah, it's fun." Too salty. And then he tastes it. He's like, "Oh shit." He doesn't say it. He doesn't say, "Oh, too salty," but you can read from his face. He's like,
"Yeah." Again, if you've done any kind of cooking involving sauces, we've all done it. We've all put too much salt in the sauce,
or you accidentally undercooked pasta just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get that first drum solo in a long time.
Wow.
I remember he was a drummer, thank God.
Oh, I was getting a little worried there, but that might be the last one we see for the rest of the show. You might be like,
it might be because swords.
Sword, kids, armed Hibiki in stores now. Buy our toys.
I can't believe the fighter wrote these next episodes of Kamen Rider Hibiki.
What happened to our bard? Oh, he got
No,
laid
the
off.
bard is in episode 36.
Yeah, the bard's the true villain.
Now it's time to talk about 36. Beforehand, I know I've mentioned this to Fresno. There's a character from old school Kamen Rider named Electro Wave Human Tackle.
Those are words.
Name.
That's a combination of words.
Electronic Wave Humanoid Tackle.
That is a combination of words.
So she was the. There's been conversations if she is the secondary rider, and then Toei themselves have made skits about making her an official rider.
She's the ladybird girl.
Yeah, she's the ladybug I posted in the Discord. So here's the image of her.
Wow, definitely not inspired by Robin from Batman.
She was the secondary rider to Stronger, which I have that image here as well.
Yeah, you showed that one in the chat earlier.
Yep, but her whole thing is she cannot use her finisher. Her finisher is quite a dangerous and deadly move. But she does use her finisher to kill a monster in one episode of The Stronger, which kills her in return. I
kind of figured that's where we're going with that particular story arc. Yes.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? Because maybe not so much in Sentai, but in other Metal Hero series and other Tokusatsu series, you have this thing where the female partner is a support partner.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have a finisher. I'm looking at you, Spielban. And leaves the finisher for the male star. And is this what we were doing with this Ladybird girl as well?
Yeah, well, so she passes away. We don't get our first official female rider until about a few years before Hibiki. That's when we got Kamen Rider Finn. Once this thing decides to load.
Yeah, I know. It's temperamental sometimes.
It says I'm sharing, but I'm not sharing. Let me hit stop. Oh, wait.
No, there it was.
Isn't this thing?
The Infinite Void, yeah. Is that what we want to say?
Okay, there we go.
That's a cool design.
We got Kamen Rider Finn. She's a movie writer for Ryuki.
Let me guess, she dies.
She dies.
I knew it.
Wow, what a shock.
And later on, and a few years after this, we get a Decade movie where Decade teams up with a version of Tackle, where they basically confirmed that it's a trope for female heroes. So let's talk about Kamen Rider Shuki.
Oh boy! So at least they're trying to do something here. And we have a good entry set up at the start. We have back to episode 35. By the way, that weird bit was like when I say I want something shiny, I meant sushi. Is that like a Japanese thing? Is that lost in translation?
Sushi is shiny.
Sushi is shiny.
Yeah, I think that was it.
So it's a lost in translation thing. Okay. But hey, he bought her a ring. That's much nicer than sushi.
Mm-hmm. And the episode ends with Kiria being all stalkery at Akira's.
I don't care for this at all.
I want to know about Oni. Tell me about. You know what else is it in this episode? It is where it's Asumu and Akira are having the scene where she's like, "Oh, thanks for giving me my notes."
Yes.
It's hard balancing Oni practice in school, but I'm managing it. And then Kiria comes in. Oh, you're trying to balance out? That just means you're using this as a fail-safe. You should quit. Oh, by the way, Asumu, you wrote this wrong. Redo it.
He wants her spot in the team, I think. And I think he's trying to get Akira to quit so he can take over.
I want to grab this job by the lapels and make a mess of his pots and pans.
I want to kick him in the balls.
And that's so weird though, because this actor is such an asshole here. Because, as I said, in a couple years he's going to be the secondary writer of Dino, and he has probably one of the best secondary writers.
I'm not blaming the actor. The actor's doing a job.
Yeah.
This is a writing thing yet again. I'm afraid they just make him completely unlikable.
It's night and day. It is night and day between Kiria and Zeronos. But
I like the fact that Akira gets to call him an idiot though when he says like, "Right, we'll have a contest drinking this. I win." It's like, "You idiot," and just walks off.
No, this is proof that Akira needed to be the main character.
She did. She's great.
Kill him, Akira. Kill him.
But we find out about this set of armor that's supposed to make regular people more like a Kamen Rider.
Now this looked cool. This armor looked cool, and it's gone.
And it's gone. It lasted all of one episode.
It looked like a samurai bird thing. It looked great.
We should also mention that Shuki is, of course, teacher of a greater power. That's right. Tuxedo Mask went to this school, the school for throwing flowers and defeating baddies.
I was going to say botany, but that works too.
But we get more information. Zanki's knees now fully healed, but he can't transform again because
I don't like this. I don't like where this is heading.
Oh no! Oh, Mister, pay no attention to that gun on the mantelpiece. Right?
Hi, Geki. How you doing?
Man, that mantelpiece that has the word Chekhov's on it. Don't pay attention to that gun that's up there.
Ah.
So again, was this? I have to wonder if this was originally part of the plan. They're obviously going to kill Paul Zanki here. He's going to get into one more fight and die.
We don't. That's just it. You don't know. You're in that weird liminal space. We don't know how to fuck much.
I think that's what's going to happen.
I feel like this is definitely a wild departure from what was going to happen because of just the way that the tone and everything has changed. But we're just speculating at this point, and all we can say is how we feel, and we feel like this is less interesting than the weird vibes of Hibiki beforehand.
I feel profoundly ripped up, apart from the fact that I actually kind of like the Shuki thing, but they could take it in a very bad direction.
Yeah, probably.
Because the botanist, or the Tuxedo Mask ripoff, take your pick, is the person that took the bird armor, and is also Kamen Rider Shuki, and she's got a harp.
Scarlet Oni Shuki. Which, by the way, that harp looks awful compared to the rest of the.
It does, yeah.
Mm.
Like I think they found that like a thrift store for 300 yen or something.
You could tell that Shuki was not meant to be an actual.
Yeah,
well,
definitely an addition by the new writers.
I
mean, they could have just taken like one of the bodies of one of the Zenki Todoroki guitars and say it was a harp, you know?
Yeah. Also, she just completely wrecks Kamen Rider Sabaki's shit.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I don't know what her deal is. Maybe we'll find out.
Well, she's attacking Kamen Rider, but she's also attacking Makamo. She's trying to kill that Makamo that she didn't get to kill 10 years ago. What's going on here?
She was forced to retire. That was another thing. Like, she was forced to retire. And then she also took Todoroki's bracelet that got damaged during the fight, too.
Yeah, so I guess Todoroki can't transform now or something.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he's in his only form, so...
And oh no, Akira fell in the river.
Oh, God. This is crazy.
Oh, and Zanki's also, because Akira's actually having real long conversations. She's not just being short by like a few words. She's now doing long conversations about why don't I just hate the monsters and go that route.
I think we're about to find out why she doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I think Shuki's what happens when you do that.
Yeah, well, you know, this could be an interesting story. Again, this could be an interesting story. Whether or not the new writing team capitalizes on that is another matter.
I feel like had she been meant to be in the show from the beginning, she would have been in before episode 36.
Of course.
This feels like an addition by the new writing team, but I want to see how it plays out.
No, they had the money for the suit, which the suit doesn't look. If you actually look at the mask of the Shuki suit, it doesn't look great.
It's cobbled together, isn't it?
What? This a Kamen Rider show with a funny budget? Say it ain't so.
The fact you can see her eyes underneath the costume is, again, kind of symbolizes to me she was not meant to be here from the beginning. But we could be wrong. We could be wrong about this.
Let me get you a better image of her mask.
Wow, so much images going on today, and they're all from Kuchiri.
Hey, I did
And
mine.
one Hibiki thing, yeah. I just didn't have the energy nor the inclination to have any images of this one.
I mean, I'm just googling the Kamen Rider wiki while we're just hanging out.
I realize. I'm totally not trying to keep the attention going, keep the talking going while you're looking for it.
No. I think I think we talked more about other things this podcast than the actual show, and we just ran through the show.
Delaying to talk about Kamen Rider Hibiki? I don't know what you're talking about.
And now you've done that, he can't present. Good job.
Nope.
That's bad.
That's Shuki's face.
That's Shuki's face. Yeah, zoom in. There's the eyes.
Oh my god!
Where do you think the eyes are on that helmet, Frez? Now, because they're not where you think they are.
They're not there. No, the eyes. Yeah,
those two hollow black eyes. They're just decoration on the front of the helmet. The eyes are underneath that gold crest.
Oh Jesus Christ!
How does she see where she's going?
What the fuck is this?
That's not how eyesight works, Toei. Come on.
Oh my fucking god! Oh shit! Oh,
I'm changing my mind. This is the best episode yet. But yeah, I think we got our evil rider.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think she's evil.
Oh, come on!
I just think she's trying to kill the monster because of pride or whatever.
She attacks Tsubaki. I think she's pretty evil. But yes, it could be that she's her pride will not allow her to let this monster go away this time.
Mm-hmm.
Did we forget anything about this badge?
No, I don't think we did.
Kiria is
still here.
Character. Asamu had a good talk with Hibiki. Todoroki is an idiot.
He makes up for it at the end of 35.
Yeah.
With the meal and then the ring and he's back in Hinaka's good books.
Good.
Which begs the question why we did this 2-episode arc to begin with.
We really didn't have much of Kasumi in this batch of episodes either. She just sort of went from being the sidekick of Hibiki to just vanishing.
She's a Hinaka's sidekick, yes.
Nah.
And getting a stake on her head.
As you do. So, final thoughts on this batch?
It was a batch.
I do not like Green Eggs and Ham. I mean, episode 33 to 36.
They're in this weird liminal space where they're not quite the Hibiki we know because they fired the people who made the Hibiki we know, and they're not quite, populist Kamen Rider like they're trying to do. They're just stuck in this strange limbo, and neither approach really works.
Yeah, it's a weird halfway house that doesn't work, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'm reminded of a quote from Michael Claudius.
We are down to 3 podcasts left for the show itself. 1 movie, and then the Decade and Geo stuff.
Yeah, and I think we're going to do the movie next time.
You want to do the movie next time?
I think that was the agreement that we came to earlier. But
we could do the movie whenever.
Yeah, because the new form, the final form, is now showing up.
Well, you want to be like, watch the taste of the sweet batch out of my mouth. Give me the motion picture.
Kind of.
We gotta go back to finding out what's going on with Shuki after the movie.
I'm all right waiting 2 weeks.
We can cliffhanger on that. I don't give a shit.
Or 4 weeks.
Okay.
Bitch, I know what's going to get picked for the next Doctor Who reviews. I need all the palette cleansers I can get.
Well, as we speak right now, it is currently airing, so God knows what the fuck Russell T Davies is doing.
It's not airing yet. No. It's airing in 50 minutes.
50 minutes. I thought it was
6:50. 6:50.
6:50, isn't it?
It's 6 o'clock.
It's 6 o'clock. Oh! I thought it was airing. How did I get my times mixed up?
I thought it was airing at like 7:10, but no, it's airing at 6:50.
Okay. It's 50 minutes remaining until. Okay.
Good luck to people who want to watch both that and the Champions League final, by the way, because they're literally on back to back. So
come on, England, score some fucking goals.
it's not an England match.
Kuchiri, where can you find us lovely people?
Well, I was getting to our plugs.
Yeah, I was going to say wrong show and also plugs.
Yeah, no, I was going to be like, Ray, where can you find out about thoughts on that upcoming episode of Doctor Who?
Well, that upcoming episode of Doctor Who is the Reality War. It's the second part of the two-part finale. We just did Wish World. Unfortunately, Kat was unable to join us because it was Memorial Day weekend and they were away having a nice time. But we were very intrigued about the setup for Wish World, and we don't know at the time this is going out, at the time recording this, I should say, not going out, how he's taking that, in what direction he's taking that for Reality War. It will be an overstuffed mess because there's just so much going on.
It's an RTV finale. Of course, it's going to be an overstuffed
mess.
It
made you sleepy. That's how good it was.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, it's going to be an overstuffed mess. The question is whether or not any of it is going to have good vibes. Like, I vibed with the Empire of Death. I did. That
would have worked better, that goodbye, if we'd had 12 episodes instead of 8 to get to know Ruby.
Anyway, eagerly await the last episode of Doctor Who because the ratings are down, so that means it's dead forever.
No, they're up again.
Dead forever.
It was in the top 10 Disney Plus streaming programs.
It's been a top 10 Disney Plus streaming program.
Judy Gatwood dies and David Tennant comes back out of retirement. And
it's been number one. It's been number one. It was number one grossing for the target audience. They won for Doctor Who.
Yeah, Wish World did both streaming.
Like it's been massive this whole time. It's just,
and this will get a hit in the ratings. You know why? Because they're showing it in cinemas as well.
Mm-hmm.
So people will be watching Wish World now to run up to the episode. So that's happening live right now.
Oh my!
In British cinemas, but
sounds like a fun time.
Reality War is not for another 50 minutes, and I can't watch it until tomorrow morning because football.
Speaking of the day after tomorrow, what's going on Monday night for Fresno?
Well, we're finished Mega Man, so we're back to random bullshit. I'm pretty sure that I will attempt to do another session of our mutual friend Beep Salt's game Start Running, which is was a very interesting adventure game.
Beep is just coming from strength to strength as a developer, aren't they?
Beep has been pumping out those computer video games since I given our longtime pal some exposure.
Beep's been crushing it.
Hell yeah. You go, friendo. You go. Good shit. Kuchiri, what are you up to?
If I ever get around to it, I gotta record that Yu-Gi-Oh video. Other than that, nothing else is going on. I'm trying to get back into streaming.
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta post it. Come on.
I need to find someone to do like a disclaimer. This is still a work in progress. Future episodes will have less.
Oh, that reminds me. You'll have your images this week for the other video.
Yeah. Hey, get Rain to say that disclaimer. There you go.
What disclaimer was that? Sorry, I missed that.
The disclaimer that we're both idiots at Yu-Gi-Oh! And we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, fine. I'll guest star as a voice on the video. No problem. Send me the script.
And then you can get in his DMs and get him to curate the second pack.
Actually, let's have Rain curate the second pack.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, let Rain pick. Let's see what happens. Yay! Anyway,
I've not been to Yu-Gi-Oh! For the best part of 2 years. Pass.
I guess we're going to do the movie next time.
I want to discuss it a second, but probably yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll also bring up the Hyper Battle DVD, which, oh boy, I decided to watch it like a few weeks ago. Hyper Battle DVDs aren't great. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time, and we'll cover the movie, which has nothing to do with the main plot of the show. It's
great. See if I can't wait for it.
It is a completely non-canon historical drama.
Great, can't wait for it.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Are we doing like Kamen Rider Meiji? What?
Yeah, basically.
Oh my god.
We're doing Kurosawa meets Kamen Rider, I think.
Okay, I'm here for it. Good night, everybody.
Bye now.